Welcome in, my friends, for the final show of 2024 here on 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. Thank you all so much for another wonderful year of this program. As you all know, it has continued every Monday for the show 350 something. I can't keep track. I try to keep track of the big milestones. Sometimes I think like I even miss those. The point is that we love doing it. We love coming on. We love having conversations. I love getting texts, emails, phone calls from people being like, hey, can't talk about this. Can you talk? That's some of the funnest stuff. You know, it's like insider industry conversations. So look forward to a lot more of that in 25. We certainly know we have people talking about it with regards to that. So here's what I want to do today. Today is the lessons of 2024. And I know everyone does it, you know, looking back. And so my take on it's like I said, mine's more of some of them hard lessons, but either way, the lessons, right? So I think in all people who are entrepreneurs, one of the main things that can get washed out in the idea is immediate success of anything, whether that's a new product launch, whether that's a new company, whether that's a new single LLC. I don't give a shit. Point is that people will automatically assume that it should yield the results that they expect. Now, this is coming from someone who has very high expectations of everything that I do, anywhere that I go. I had a conversation with my chiropractor. I'm in a bowling league. I've been in a bowling league since I was like 9 years old. And so she asked me if I was good at it. And I just kind of stopped and I was like, yeah, why would I do something I wasn't good at? And she was like, yeah, that definitely tracks for you. And I thought, well, yeah, isn't that everybody though? And it was kind of this idea that no, people just do things to have fun. And I got real weird. My sports brain doesn't do like necessarily fun. It does competitive. So it gets weird. But my point is that immediate results, being good at something, people give up on things, whether it's a sport activity or a business, because it didn't do exactly as they thought as it would in the moment that they did it. So quick story, CarBiz, when it started in 2013, so we're going on 12 years of the CBDB happening here. It's been a lot of fun. We started off, we wanted to be the world's biggest training company. That was my vision because I didn't think there were any good ones. You know, we had the guy on the CDs who came in real estate and then wanted to say he was in the car business. Wasn't the case. It was more about selling. And so the industry just didn't really, to me, have a great, at the time, route forward. I didn't think. Or in my case, I thought that I could do better. The name is synonymous with my life. It's why this company got named this, because I'd already had a company named Done Better many years ago in Colorado, because I just believe that if I look at things through my lens, I can do them better. It's arrogant, yes, Dave Lemon, but it's also fucking true. And so the two things can be the same. Anyways, we didn't do that. Within 90 days, we flipped. We were like, no, we can't do that. Let's try this. And then we created the niche that now people know as vendor management and what they've seen and heard. And so that was cool. Well, here we are now 10, 11, 12 years later. Now we're being approached, not really approached. We're being put in conversations with clients and non-clients about training at a larger scale, leadership training, which again, when people use the word leadership, they call me a leader. I always get weirded out because even saying it to you, I can see myself getting nervous because it's just, I don't know. It's just weird, man. I just go out and I live my life. I do my job. I try to do right by people. If that's what makes you a leader, then more of us should do it, I suppose. Point is, 12 years later, we're now looking at results we thought we were going to get 12 years ago. So it's not getting the plan today might not work out for what's going on today, but maybe in 3 years, 4 years, 6 months, 12 months, it might be. All right. Next, long-term clients are absolutely the best thing in the world. Long-term partner clients, it's the best part of the business. You know, the people that I work with, we've had clients since day one that are still here today, right? That's really, 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 really cool. However, even long-term clients leave. Now, in our case, we lost a lot of clients this year because they sold their dealerships or they closed an additional lot, you know, and whatever the case was. The point is that the rooftop numbers came down for our clients. Therefore, they came down for us. It's a bummer to lose clients. It's even bigger bummer to lose ones that are 3, 5, 7 years old. But it's the nature of the business, of any business. And more importantly, if you do have a 3-year or better client, partner, whatever term people like, you better appreciate the shit out of that because that's legitimately a real thing. It's real. Those sorts of relationships, especially if you transverse GMs, if you deal directly with owners and you get to, kind of survive the turnover, which up until right now, in 12 years of doing this, our company has never survived a GM turnover till right now. It's the weirdest thing. It's awesome. Guy is cool as hell. I hope we continue to work together. Love the new GM change, but I've never survived it. It's weird. But long-term clients are great. I love them. They're the best. But let's also understand that they leave and that's business. And if you weren't set up for clients to leave, even if half your clients left you tomorrow, if you weren't set up for that, shame on your process. Shame on being prepared. Okay. And that brings me into my next point, because the next point dovetails perfectly. The B2B channel, okay, the funnel of trying to be in sales in B2B is an MFer, period, dude. It's legit. So holler to everybody who does B2B. I've now been in it for 12 years and I still don't think I have a fucking clue. I think this show has done more for me than my own business to business, because this is what helped me, right, Sean Rains? This is what helps us establish that business to business credibility, that relationship. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're talking about. So for me, I go into this whole thing looking at it differently. So this is my B2B, but still having a funnel here is fucking difficult. It's difficult. Our social side goes through it. My side goes through it. CRM side goes through it. And it's brand new. It doesn't matter. Building that funnel, getting people involved, getting those conversations started. Once again, back to point one, they're not going to close tomorrow. The sales can be a long funnel. In retail automotive, they say it's 90 days. Well, then fuck, it's probably 6 months in B2B automotive, unless you're at a conference and you get the, whatever. You get that. But in our world, in my history of B2B, the reason I'm a bad example of the discussion about building a funnel is because in my experience, people say yes on the phone, or they say I got to think about it, in which case I never hear back. It is so rare that I will have a client. And by the way, this just happened this year as well. And it turns out not all clients are good, by the way. Some of them just suck. That's okay. It happens. There's a client who never had reached out to us, heard our name a year ago, called us, and sucked as a client. And what makes a client suck, everybody? Not paying their bills. That's as simple as it gets for me. That makes you the shittiest client in the world, in the history of my business. Don't care how you talk to me. Don't care. That's all fine. We can fire each other. That's fine. Pay our fucking bills. And I know that I've done the job that I've been paid for, you see, because our company doesn't miss deadlines. That's why we're in business as a small unit 12 years later, because we don't fuck around. So if I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. Your responsibility to that is pay. People say, oh, we should have contracts. You should do that. You know how expensive fucking lawyers are? I got a great one. By the time I'm done paying him 4 or 5 hours to dig in, the money he's recovering has already been spent on him. I'm not interested. I've never been interested. Having contracts has made me more deals than it's cost me. So I don't really give a shit about that. The point is, this is the business we're in. I do my work and then I invoice people. How about that? Every single fucking month. How about that? Well, then I expect to be paid. And if I'm not, I stop my work. And that's what leads to the end of relationships. Not all clients are good clients. It's okay. Next lesson I learned this year, the panic of changing. It doesn't go well. It doesn't work well. It's not a long-term thing you want to do, as far as I'm concerned. This year we received, I would say, from probably October until whatever day I'm recording this, these were the calls that I've been receiving: is panic, change, annihilation of budget, which again, I get it. I've been doing this a long time. I totally get it. More cars, more inventory, more overhead, less consumers. Got it. Well, we'll get into it on next week's show, but there's some big reasons for that. And I think people need to be paying attention to that. So when it comes to budgets, just give it a second thought. But to that, change them. Yes. Change how you spend your money. Yes. But do it piece by piece, time frame by time frame, quarter by quarter. Give yourself a fair measuring stick, because then yank it all back. Like, well, I didn't sell any less cars and I yanked it all back. Well, what if we could have sold more? And so it's always a what if. I know it is. I've been doing this a long time. This company's been around 13 years. I've been doing this 25 years. It's 26 years. That's fucked up. Anyways, the point is that if you want to know what worked when you changed your budget, when you blew it up, you got to take a step back and you got to do it in pieces. Okay. And lastly, I will tell you this. The biggest lesson that I learned this year was that I can leave my work, go do my own thing, come back, and nothing is fucked up. Nothing is broken. I have an amazing team of people that I work with. I have amazing clients who respect each other and respect our time. And so when I want to go away, I can go away. And that's something that is definitely a huge lesson for me to have learned this year, because I've never felt this way before. But I'm 25. I'm gonna be leaning into it. So y'all might see me out traveling a lot more. Not for work though, folks. Not for work. For life. Try and do more for that, because the work part is it's fun, but it should be what fuels the outside of work life. And so that's the goal. All right. Go out, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful last few days of the year. And let's get ready for 2025. And next week on the show, guess what? We'll be talking about getting ready for 2025. Thanks a lot. Have a great New Year's. We appreciate it.